So, ladies, as you may already gathered, Rabbie Burns certainly had an eye for the lassies. So those that know me know that I like to put a definition to something. So what is lassies? Well, plural of lass. A lass is a young girl or a woman. From the Old Norse, laskura, to mean unmarried. Now, let's turn to Burns. As you heard, Burns is fae Ayrshire, son of a farmer. He was, as am I, what some would call a tuchter. As is everything in the Scottish language, there is a debate over etymology, but tuchter is a contemptuous word, essentially describing someone seen to be uncouth or rural. Burns also grew up in poverty and hardship, and the manual labour of the family farm left him with a stoop and a weakened constitution. So how could this uncouth, stooping, peasant farmer labourer, fae Ayr, become the Scots Lothario? Well, aged just 15, he was assisted during the harvest of 1774 by Nellie Kilpatrick. With her sweet wee voice and her wont to sing songs as she worked in the fields, Nellie inspired Burns into his first attempt at poetry with the song, "Oh, Once I Loved a Bonny Lass." The words recognised that Nellie was virtuous and modest and her reputation complete. It's Burns that was doing the chasing as the song ends. A gaudy dress, a gentle air, may slightly touch the heart, but it's innocence and modesty that polishes the dart. 'Tis this in Nellie pleases me, 'tis this enchants my soul, for absolutely in my breast she reigns without control. Ah, first love. Apparently, he never told her of his love. This song, as Burns himself reminisces, was when my heart glowed with honest, warm simplicity, unacquainted and uncorrupted with the ways of the wicked world. But you heard that change very quickly. 11 years after Nellie, he meets Jean, the love of his life, and promptly fathers a child to a servant. Then has an affair with Highland Mary, before fathering twins to Jean. He moves to Edinburgh, fathers another child to another servant, has one more fling before finally marrying Jean. Another pair of twins to Jean, girls this time, but in the same year, another child to another servant. Then moves to Dumfries. He was a tutor. He fathers 4 more children to Jean, but managed to father 1 more out of wedlock before dying at the age of 37, just 22 years after meeting Nellie. So if you were counting, that's 9 children to Jean and 4 to other lassies in only 11 years. Jean was undoubtedly an inspiration for 14 songs, but undoubtedly all the lassies inspired Burns's work. What Burns must have learned and tells us through these words is whilst we love the lassies, eventually one of them will be the death of us. Sorry, let me try that again. What we learn from the tragic, short life of Burns was he warns us, and he warns us through his works, is that whilst you may be inspired by all the lassies, route to true happiness is through the lifelong love of a good woman. To see her is to love her, and love her but forever. For nature made her what she is, and never made another. That's wrong as well. That wasn't about Jean. That was about some lassie called Leslie. So, what did we really learn? us men, what did we learn from Burns about the lassies? Well, what I think is that Burns's life and the many hundreds of songs and poems tells us is that every man will have cause to curse a woman at some point in his life. They infuriate us with their lack of logic. They astonish us as they change their minds in an instant. But most of all, and the most maddening thing of all, is that we adore them and we can't live without them. To the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun. And I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. Gentlemen here present, please be upstanding and raise your glasses and toast to the lassies.
They're toasting.